Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and of course, FTs. Today, we're going to be discussing the death of InfoFi. Finally, we're going to talk about the delay of the crypto market structure bill, cooling off the majors and some equities a bit. And we're going to talk about some massive on-chain action in the AI token sector. GM, thank you all for listening today. Really appreciate each and every one of you. If you're over on X, give us a like, comment, retweet, bookmark, push us out there in the algorithm. If you're listening over on YouTube, drop a comment. Which of these AI tokens are you trading? We're up a little bit on our Sol call from yesterday. Love to see that one. There are some bigger wins, though, in this space. And we're having some issues streaming to Zora today. No stream on Zora today, but we'll get that straightened out. We'll get that fixed, and we will get back there. I'm joined today by Easy. I'm joined today by Kicks. 2 days of Kicks in a row. Kicks, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty dang good, dude. Rebuilt my office, new desk, new monitor. About to put another desk here, double monitor, triple monitor. It's going to be a hell of a 2026.
Let's go. Let's go. I've got the quad monitor with the wide right now. So that's
I got a wide curved right now. It took my brain like a little bit to adjust to it because of just like how the mouse works on the curve. But now we're looking absolutely juicy. Is my internet garbage right now?
No, you seem all right. I mean, you're coming in crystal clear, no lag, no nothing.
Good to go. I think your internet's garbage.
Oh, always.
I think Easy's in Mexico.
He looks like he's in Mexico.
But maybe Easy's lagging because you're lagging.
Potentially. Easy, how you feeling today? Maybe Easy's lagging.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. That's what he's thinking.
I didn't even hear anything from him. Is his mic off, maybe?
He's not talking.
I was muted.
How you feeling, Easy?
I'm good.
Look at that mustache, dude. That thing is high level testosterone. Like what's your T levels coming in at these days? 700?
No, it's like 6.
It's good. 600 or just 6?
Just 6.
Just 6. Oh man. It's really funny. I picked up like the sticks for trenching like last night and this morning, like trying to get back into it. And it just feels like I feel so old and like out of it. I'm like, can I still do this? Like, what's going on? It's only been a year since like some blow off top meme coin trading, but it feels like I've aged like 15 years based on like the tooling and everything. It's pretty wild. I saw I think ICO Beast on the timeline saying something similar, but like it's crazy how like 1 year away from like hardcore trenching can really change things.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's similar to NFTs, like in 1 year, NFTs fundamentally changed in terms of, how to trade them. So I'm not surprised to hear that.
Easy, you trading any of these AI tokens?
Yeah, I've been trading pretty nonstop.
Let's go.
It's been fun. I mean, I like this meta because it's like last AI cycle was AI chatbots. And now it's like, actual AI product. It's been interesting to see like the gas token run as hard as it has because it's like an agentic ecosystem. But the person was like, yeah, no, crypto's cool. Which I was like, okay, there's something here.
There's something here. Oh man, Kix, you doing any trenching?
I am not.
All right.
What am I missing out on?
What was our code word we used to say, or we wanted to say to each other when there's something that's hot? What was it, like tapioca or something? What was that?
Tell me about this gas token.
All right, so Gas Town, this is all like basically all GitHub like repositories like that are like AI agent coding like related. So Gas Town is like from what I've done, like brief due diligence, better enables like swarm coding, essentially.
The old swarm stuff. 10 almost a 10 bagger in 24 hours.
Yeah, crazy. This one really pumped over the last 24 hours. Also, Ralph, are you familiar with Ralph at all?
Ralph, I do recall. What hasn't that been around for a little bit? Yeah, Ralph Wiggum.
Yeah, since like June. Yeah. but they launched a Bags app, and the creator has been like kind of like talking about it, at least recognizing it. It launched 2 weeks ago, and it just had a massive lift off this morning.
Woo! My buddy hit me up about that, and he's pretty I don't know, like he's one of those guys when he gets interested in something, it either goes to 0 or it 10x's. And this is an example of the 10x. I want to say he hit me up about it like a week ago. He was like, "You got to be in this Ralph token, right?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." So that was a generational miss on my part. But that's a nice 5x. Yeah, I think he hit me up when it was around 4 million.
Yeah, I've been watching this for a week or two,
and Ralph is the thing where basically Claude just repeats itself in a loop to improve the code.
Yep, exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a loop wrapper that you can basically use to code.
That's fun.
Better to fail predictably than succeed unpredictably. Yeah, so a while loop that feeds the same prompt called over and over until the task is done. It's persistence plus self-correction. And he came out with he's been working on some new framework. I was listening to his live stream yesterday because I was trying to like put 2 and 2 together while we had such like a run. He had some like new framework called Loom that uses like multiple agents, like kind of like swarm coding. So we're seeing a number of these GitHub AI agent, like they're almost like Claude Code adjacent, as opposed to like last cycle we had more like chatbot. Yeah, ChatGPT wrappers.
But so how are you finding and surfacing these plays? I mean, you know, wintertime's generally hot for alts. And you know, selling may go away. So you could easily think that maybe this is the start of a 60-day AI or altcoin cycle. I'm not about trenching, like where you're actually trying to like catch these things at generational lows. I'd rather buy stuff like this. This sounds crazy to say, that's been around for seven whole days. It hasn't rugged. So how would you recommend like surfacing things like this that have been around for a couple of days that I can take some stabs at?
A couple things you could do. So you want to do like you want to look at like a couple days like that are actually out. So I think like just using bags, like this seems to be meta, is like bags that are basically the fees are going to the GitHub creators.
I remember this guy from, I saw one of his interviews. I remember him from like the Launchpad meta in like summer-ish of last year.
Yeah, I mean,
same
just
team,
like
I'm assuming.
Look at market cap, sort by market cap on bags tokens, and see what's interesting. That would be like the first step towards getting into this, I think, if you're going to do like those type of plays. On the more degen side, what I have right now is I'm using Rhythm with with first wave up, notifications on in a browser tab up, and this is just like popping up coins. That,
Negro strategy, love to see it. Crypto hasn't changed.
Yeah, and then I'm also using Padre, which is another trading terminal.
And what's are these just variants of Bull X, or is there additional advantages to them?
Yes, I mean, Padre's kind of interesting. It has like where things get called in alpha groups, which is kind of cool. They have like quick and easy links to like where the bags tokens are going. So I'm using like Rhythm for discovery, and then this one for like some more due diligence, and then like kind of buying on each one. I'm in like a
well, you owe me a couple calls, so you know I expect my DMs to get pinged every now and then. When here's what I want you to do. I want you to send me your B+ and above plays.
Okay. I mean, a lot of these are like very quick.
That's fine. I don't want any very quick. I want your fart coin call at 5 million.
Yeah, we can work on that. So like I'm trying to like get.
I probably should just tune into the show every day, huh? And you'll probably be talking about stuff you like. I mean, you drop fart coin on the show.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I was necessarily the one who dropped it. I think it was like somebody else brought it up, and I bought it because like I've been like kind of like tangentially following it. And once they explained it a bit more, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm buying this. So I don't know if Farcoin was my call. It might have been like an Easy or a Clemente call on the show.
But you were the one that made the play.
Click the button.
Speaking of Farcoin's not doing well. It's the cycle of the new stuff.
Yeah. So I made a comment somewhere earlier today. I was looking at my AI. I was like, oh, okay, AI tokens are running. I looked at my AI alt chain like watch list, which is like mostly stuff from last cycle, and like nothing is like standing out. Most of it's red.
Like AI in general, though, dude. Like it's grown so much and developed and scaled that like the old shit isn't gonna be relevant. Like, dude, nobody cares about a chatbot. Like, Goat at the end of the day was a chatbot in a back room made by some guy who's making AI sex toys. Like, why did we think this was like the future of France? Like, gas tokens, the gas town or whatever is actually like interesting. I mean, the dude's cracked. Like, he's complaining that he's gone through 3 Claude Code Max subscriptions in like one sitting.
I would say that we had swarms in last AI too that were doing technically
what
cool.
What do those swarms do? They both basically just talked back and forth, right? Like this is like a full city of AI agents that the documentation I was reading this morning, it's actually cool. I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
So it's like a game or a metaverse?
Basically like an agentic metaverse. Yeah, but it completes actual tasks on your machine. There's like countless agents running. There's a higher.
What tasks are they doing? So you have this is basically like parallel colony.
Sort of. Yeah.
It's like code.
The grand scheme. Yeah.
Here's a link. This is what you need to read. Kicks the Gastown Emergency User Manual. Essentially, you talk to the mayor. You have these like other agents that run stuff. It's basically like Claude. It's like another way to like vibe code. Like it's tooling on top. All this is like tooling on top of vibe coding to make it easier, more efficient, more streamlined, more abstract, and then like kind of finer control over your agents. So essentially,
it's still for someone to like program an app.
Yeah, that's what, like most of this meta is. It's like stuff that's assisting people for programming apps.
I'm gonna remain sober here and say this is all gonna do exactly the same thing it did last time.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean we can't make bags off of this stuff.
That's my thought is, I literally posted about it today. Like, oh, they're shilling AI vaporware again. I was like, yeah, but this time it's not a shitty chatbot posting garbage and everyone thinking it's revolutionary. Will it all go to zero? Probably. But at least this time there's shit that's actually being made, created, and attempted.
Well, and we know when to sell now. We sell when Clemente makes a song about it.
Yeah, or one of the coins hits $1 billion market cap.
Yeah. I mean, this is cool though. I mean, I think last cycle AI was one of the most fun things to trade. I liked it way better than just like pure play meme coins. So I think I can certainly have fun trading again this year. Hey, I'll tell you what. The one bag from the prediction market stuff that I held and actually added to Rain is now at almost above $12 million.
Nice.
Ooh, I cut Rain, of course.
Yeah. I put $5,000 into it and added $1,000.
That's so Rainmaker, right? 12 mil.
Yeah, so I think I got a couple grand of profit in there, so that's nice.
That's been really running over the last last day, really, right? Damn, what happened?
It just seems like most things in the past week that are AI adjacent and interesting are catching bids. So I'll probably hold this a little longer. I'm usually one that cuts things too early. So
average top 10 holders enter is at 7.5 million. Their exit at 10.5 million. So you don't have a lot of low entry people.
Oh, that's good alpha. You remember Fwiz? Ryan Fwiz? He worked at YouTube, then he went to OP Optimism.
He's somewhere else now.
Yeah, he's an angel investor in Rainmaker. That's what made me buy. So.
Oh, cool.
So sweet. That will help offset the losses I made on all of those other coins.
Oh man. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of on-chain activity picking up right now, which is nice with this little bit of a crypto pump we have. We've been going for a little bit. How about we do a little weather report action here, Kicks? Do you have the link handy? Do you need me to send it?
I do not. I need you to send it, sir.
Here's the link. It's over there. We'll kick this off, and then we will dive a little bit deeper into all of the stories.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Friday, January 16th. The majors pulled back on the day. Bitcoin 95K, Ethereum 3,300, Solana 142, Hype now under 25 bucks. Nikita Beer announced a ban on InfoFi platforms from X API access, effectively killing platform utility. Multiple platforms released statements, including Kaido, which is pivoting to a creator agency model as their token fell 20%. Next up, crypto equities fell after U.S. Congress delayed the crypto market structure bill. Robinhood fell almost 8%, and Coinbase is down 6.5% on the day. Finally, AI is back as multiple AI adjacent tokens launched on Bags app and ran overnight. Notable runners include the Gas token, which is up 5x to a $30 million market cap, and Ralph, which is up over 3x to a $25.2 million market cap. That's it for the weather report. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Kicks. Another one we talked about yesterday, the trophy tomato had a nice little run yesterday as well. This one, I think, almost a 2x from when we talked about it on the show yesterday. So this one's pretty nice. So AI everywhere catching a bid. How are you trading these, Easy? Like, what's your strategy on some of these tokens?
I'm not really trading much pre-migration. So I'm actually using a couple different things. Like I'll still use Rhythm's first wave just to see like what pops up on there. And then I'll trade on Terminal, which is Padre, the Pump Fun app, and just go and do some like brief due diligence. I'm not looking for like any crazy hits. I did really, really well on PsyOp Anime. And now I'm like, I took a bunch of that and moved it over. Basically full ported a movie market on Netflix with it as we now continue to claw out of a hole, which I'm excited about. I built that whole model. It's in a state right now where I'm like, okay, I can actually just let this sit for this week because we have forecasts that I like for numbers. But on the meme side of things, I'm like just kind of picking spots that I think the thesis is always, do we think more people will think this is legit or like the tech? Yes or no? Like that's it. And knowing who your counterparty is, and a lot of these people not familiar with how tech works, how to read a GitHub, a lot of that stuff, I'm like, okay, like this is interesting. The same thing goes with like these Bags apps. It seems like Bags is dominating like the ICM meta, which is like the internet culture markets where stuff's being quote built because devs can accept the fees. If they accept the fees, price goes up. So then it's like I do a little bit of due diligence, like how likely is this person to accept fees? I'll go look at their X page, see if they've ever talked about crypto before, see how hard people are pushing. Cause like there's a balance to people berating you with going after accepting crypto or not, you know? So I'm like, okay, will this person accept the fees? Will they not? What does this look like? How is it moving? Have they responded to a crypto person? Are they familiar with what Bags is? Like a lot of that stuff where I'm like, okay.
So you're like front running the probability that the creator accepts it and then pumps off of it.
Yeah, if the creator acknowledges it and accepts it, the coin sends. Like that's basically the bet.
That's actually really cool about Bags. I'll have to give him props on that.
Well, it was cool enough. Pump Fun copied the exact model.
But what that means is like, for example, the Ralph token, the guy just launched, like someone launched that token and then hit up the Ralph guy and was like, you got a meme coin, come and collect the fees. He comes in, collects the fees. That's the endorsement of the meme coin. And then it runs. That's how it works.
More or less. So like the Gas Town, they made the token, directed fees. If you look at that chart, the guy didn't claim the fees, but once he did, he posted an article about Bags in crypto because he's never been into crypto before. So he ended up being like, this is like revolutionary. It's now letting me do more in the dev stuff because I've made 6 figures. Like this is fucking crazy. I never thought I'd have this opportunity. So in turn, it's like giving some of these devs opportunity without having to, like look how long this like traded low for a while. And then it really ripped last night when they had a bunch of people kind of come out and back it. Ansem being one of them, saying like, this looks interesting. A few other guys as well. And for me, I was like, okay, that was kind of like a sign that like, yeah, we're going to see more and more of this where people are like liking some of this tech, thinking it's cool, thinking it's innovative versus, this chatbot posts every 4 minutes and is a cracked out 4th grade teacher. And that's their personality. And we think it's fucking crazy. Like, I like this stuff because people are actually attempting stuff, and these devs are using the fees without having to sell supply of the token. And the more that they develop it, the more that people speculate on it and how high it can go based on like the virality they reach. So it's like an interesting mix of like creator capital markets and tech, because you're basically betting that one, the dev will keep working on it and keep going viral for interesting tech. And two, you're betting that the tech only gets better and more people become interested in it. And because the founder's like openly pushing that he has this bag support system, that's like the flywheel of them getting capital to actually kind of make these changes.
Yeah, and like an example, like this morning, here's something that I did like with the front running. So Mithril popped up on first wave. When this thing popped up on first wave on Rhythm, it was sitting at a 67K market cap. I did that quick due diligence. I went over to Padre. I popped open the bags. I'm seeing who it is pointing to. It's called Overclock Soul. In this on this X page, you can see like yesterday they released basically like an article talking about what they're doing. Solana retweeted it. It is for like Solana node software. After doing like just that minor due diligence of like, okay, software yesterday, Solana retweeting and seeing it directed here, trying to front run any sort of run up on it. Took a small position within 5 minutes of it launching, got in at 33K, and now it's sitting at 300K. It's like these are the kind of plays I'm looking for, taking small swings at these like new launches, like just like Easy said, before they potentially like mention it. And then you're seeing this kind of same pattern. But we've seen a lot of these today. Like it runs to this 300 to 500K level, and then a lot of them just drop off a cliff. So it's like still hot potato with meme coins. You really need to like size correctly, exit out correctly, size your entries and exits, time them right. But we are seeing like good volume return to meme coins. And if you have a good workflow where you can get into things early and figure out how to trade them, then you're going to do well, I think. So I'm keeping an eye up on this. I'm basically keeping this up while I'm like going to different pages. This Discover tab on Rhythm, I pin it to the right side, and I just like basically have notifications on it. It beeps at me whenever something gets added, and I can do quick due diligence on it and then jump in. So that's been my workflow for this, and I think I'm going to be doing a good amount of trenching over the weekend. So stay tuned in the Bodoggos Discord, because I think right now is a good time to kind of stay active and jump on some of these early plays while there's liquidity. There are things to talk about outside of meme coins today, though. Equities. Fear and Greed Index hits its highest level since September. We had a little bit of a pullback here across crypto equities, with the majors pulling back as well, with the market structure bill being delayed. We talked about this potentially happening yesterday on the show after Coinbase kind of dissented on the bill in its current form. Anything on this chart, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, has been interesting to you, Kicks, in terms of majors? I know we were looking at this like, hey, we're about to cross over into like a very bullish MACD on the weekly on Bitcoin. Any level you're looking to hold here? Any like breakout targets? Are you taking any longs or shorts? You're muted, I think.
Sorry, man. That's probably been awkward. I said like three things to you since I've been muted.
Are you like just talking over you the whole time?
No. I'm just like agreeing with you, like in perfect like dead space, and you're just not hearing anything. No, I think the top red line that you drew is probably the new resistance. Structure looks great to me. I don't think the pullbacks are even that significant relative to, I don't think the crypto market structure, Bill. I mean, look what happened. Look at the pullback on ETH and the pullback on Bitcoin versus the pullback on Coinbase and Robinhood, right? Obviously, the market is saying that this affects the companies more than it affects the crypto products themselves. The ETH short-term chart actually looks like really juicy to me. I wouldn't be surprised if over the next 72 hours it goes for 3,400 again.
Higher lows.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll hit a little resistance, I think, at the moving average around like 3,600. But then you're gonna have it going through like a MACD curl on the weekly as it's pinging against that. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's able to break through that by the end of the month, maybe work back up to $4,000. So yeah, nothing's really changed for me. I think we still have bullish structures for the next at least 30 to 60 days on crypto. Could very much be like a setup to 2022, where if you remember, we had the big meltdown, and not saying we're going to have a big meltdown, but we had kind of a pullback into the year. And then we worked our way back up to like April, May, sell in May, go away. Right. And then we had a retrace. So I wouldn't be surprised to see like over the next 2 months, let's call it, ETH going to like 4K, potentially above, Bitcoin making a move over 100K. And then when we get closer to like spring, maybe having some pullback, but yeah, I'm still feeling good, and I think this probably gives a nice runway for those speculative AI coins that you're talking about, right? If the next 60 days remains bullish, then you would think that that's going to spell nothing but good stuff for altcoins.
Yeah, like, are we looking to repeat this pattern where November we topped, in 2021, pulled back, ran up hot
about
above
April
the moving average, and then just nuked for when we got into the bear market. So if we're looking to same kind of pattern with the cycle, or like the local top on the cycle, and then coming back into it for ETH, like I could see a repeat pattern here. Like,
yeah, I could see it being very similar, maybe except for not the like giga nuke. I don't know. I feel more and more like my base case is that we're not gonna see that level of volatility. We also have to factor in 2022, stocks were absolutely shitting the bed, right? Like, I mean, when ETH drew down like that, I'm pretty sure Facebook drew down 80%. Facebook, like a company with billions of dollars of profit every quarter. And it drew down. I mean, you can look at the number yourself, right? It was at above 700 and it went to, okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. It went below 400.
480.
Yeah. So, okay, 50% pullback. Regardless, I mean, still a 50% pullback in a big company like that is pretty significant. So I'm not sure we see that level of a pullback. It is interesting. Meta has really been actually shitting the bed. Nice little head and shoulders pattern there. I guess the market isn't confident in their ability to do AI stuff.
Yeah, it's odd that like the tech companies aren't like keeping up with the AI boom. Robinhood is interesting to me. On a little bit of a dip here. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4th red week in a row for Robinhood. This is one we talked about on the show for a while. It's below.
Can you put a 200-day moving average on it?
I can do that.
I saw this tweet last night, and it was like, you could probably outperform the S&P by a major percentage if you just buy high quality stocks when they hit the 200-day moving average, but no one has the patience to do it.
That's not right.
Yeah, it looks not bad. All right.
This one. Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
So like hit it, buy it when it hits that.
Interesting.
Yeah, buy it when it hits that. I'll have to find the tweet for you, but it was
Meta's under there now.
Yeah, I don't know if you consider that a high quality stock, considering how much they blow money on shit like AI and then nothing happens.
Yeah, they've been more chasers than innovators of whatever Meta's going on. Meta is funny, using the name there. Yeah, interesting. With the 200-day moving average, I'll have to take a look, see if there's anything I want to buy on the equity side. Oh, what about MicroStrategy? That's probably.
And it was It was Charles Munger that said that. Here, look at this. This is the tweet, and it shows like the different companies when it hits it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's basically just saying like, be patient, buy high quality companies when they have big.
You don't really get this opportunity very often, but yeah.
Yeah, how often is it? Like once every 8 years?
Yeah, like you got like Google's hit it like twice in like a small period.
But I think you can apply that.
It's a little questionable.
I think you can apply it to newer companies that you think are going to be very very high quality companies, right? Which is why I was saying, like, if you look at Robinhood, right, it's getting pretty close to that.
So how can I apply this to the 200-second moving average on these meme coins?
Exactly. But like, I don't know, you already have it on. Can you like put Shopify? Pull up Shopify in the 200-day moving average, because like that's an example of like a company in 2016 that you could have been like, hey, this is going to be like a big thing for the next decade. And let's like see if you got an opportunity on the 200-day.
I mean, crypto, that's the issue here.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about TradingView when it does that.
I'm gonna pull the Bollinger Bands off so that. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, if you bought this anytime it crossed under this line, I mean, because it's up and to the right only.
Yeah, but like go on the monthly, just so you can see more on the.
Yeah,
will
so
even show up on the monthly.
It's the blue line, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you didn't do it in 2021, but like you can even look in like 2020, right? Where.
Yeah, I mean, the people who like saw this like it's October 2021.
They read this article.
Said, hey, every time that Shopify falls below its 200-day average, it goes nuts. They catch this.
I am now bankrupt.
Yeah, so the next one for Shopify could be the one right before the nuke. Oh man. This Ellie says the Shopify chart actually looks great. I haven't looked at this chart. This is a pretty nice looking chart.
Yeah, I'm kicking I was like, super big in e-commerce in 2015, 2016. And
that really just looks like the S&P, essentially.
It probably is in the S&P.
Yeah, it just looks exactly like it. It's like the same chart. Like, find the difference. Corporate wants you to find the difference in these charts.
Just higher beta.
Yeah. Interesting. So we talked about meme coins a good amount. We've been doing some meme coin tradings. Any prediction market stuff, Kicks, Easy, that's been interesting to you? Have you been cutting these Iran positions, Kicks, Easy? How's the app coming?
App's good. We're all in on the Rip, which came out today on Netflix. Got my fills at 85 cents, which I liked. Pumped to 93 cents last night. Back now around like 89. Fairly confident that this will be. Huh?
Was this movie available before it launched on this? Or like did this just?
It came out today.
Okay. So you could have potentially gotten exposure to this beforehand, right?
What do you mean?
Kicks is Kicks, you could have used your because this is a market that is complete neg risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Easy wanted to get on the Rip before it launched. He could have taken the no on the favorite prior to this, right? And then converted shares.
Well, no, the Rip was on there the first day of the market opening.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought the movie was released after the market opened and it wasn't on there.
It's known. The Netflix shares their release date months and months out. So you know what movies are going to be on there. Like Bridgerton comes out later this month, season 4. That to me feels like a no-brainer #1 for the TV show that week, both global and TV. So it's like I've just gotten really in the weeds with a lot of this stuff. And my play was like, if I can get into this at 85 cents, that's where I want to get in. So we ended up having a couple dips where it did get down to that 85 cent and I got filled. I have like, if you look at top holders, dude, I'm #1 by like massive size.
Let's go.
So I'm like very confident in this. Netflix big marketing push, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck movie. I'm like, yeah, why would I not want to be long this, you know? So
She's
that's kind of where my head is.
Nick's on it too, huh?
Yeah, so me and him were talking. He saw the model. The model's forecasting 36 million views on this, about a little over 12 mil a day, 38 million views, which has it decisively number one. It's Netflix's biggest push so far this year. So front page of Netflix, if you open up Netflix today, it's the recommended movie for everybody. They did a red carpet for it, and Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. So it's got an 89 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Easy. What do you think on 11/22/63 as like a maybe like second
I like
Netflix
it.
show
So
of the week?
that looks decent, to be honest. That would be the one I would take. The model is picking it up weird because that's also on Hulu.
I'm just going off of Wifey Alpha here.
Yeah, so people really like it. You got to go US. It's not big globally. So US, it's really big. It's a US historical movie TV or US historical TV show about going back in time for the JFK assassination.
It's a really cool series. I wish they did more of it. But
yeah, and it's Dave Franco is in it. So
James Franco.
Oh, James Franco. Yeah, the brother. So yeah, click on number two US Netflix show. So I like it for a small flyer here. The issue is Agatha Christie has like multiple millions of book fans, which you can see. That's up pretty big. I actually lost money because I took this to be number one because it was only a 3-episode show. So I thought that the watchability and the
people like binge it.
Higher. Yeah, very high binge rate. But His and Hers is getting a very big social media push and meme push because of a plot twist ending. So that's like that one ended up flipping. Agatha Christie's was actually number one for a little bit, and then slowly started falling off. So like I said, I'm like really in the weeds with this stuff now, which has been fun because it like gives me an excuse to watch Netflix all day. It's like literally market research. But yeah, His and Hers are gonna win this week. I think Agatha Christie's 7 Dials will be second.
Is this like just coming to Netflix or something? Veronica Mars?
It just came to Netflix. Yeah, so I would actually take the no on Veronica Mars personally because I think there's going to be multiple shows that are higher than hers, including 11/22/63, which is number 2 right now on Flix Patrol.
Interesting. I like that flyer. A little alpha for the number 2 show, but Agatha Christie up there.
We also have 3 days or 2 days left. They technically end Sunday. So for me, I'm like, I would rather the favorites are basically like locked. It feels like.
Okay. Number 2 is where the action is on the shows and the movies. Do you have a number 2 on the movie?
It's gonna be People We Meet on Vacation.
Okay, and that's like basically a lock.
Yeah.
US. What about globally? It looks like there is more.
Globally is going to be the same. People We Meet on Vacation.
So a little bit more upside here, though, at 87 cents.
The One Last Adventure is like getting a tiny bit of interest, it seems. That's a Stranger Things documentary on how it was made. But like the competition's not very strong. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey came out this week, but it's not getting a lot of like praise. So yeah, I'm kind of just on the rip for this for number 1 and just gonna let it go.
I like how Easy's now like the correspondent, like the local correspondent for our show of just all things pop culture in terms of like movies and TV shows.
I honestly love it.
He can give you the Rotten Tomatoes ranking of any of these movies, the plot line.
Yeah, I can tell you all of them.
Ask the director.
I could literally tell you every single one. People We Meet on Vacation is sitting at, it was 68 yesterday. It's gotten up to 74 today. K-pop Demon Hunters will basically, if they had a top 10 market, I would just take K-pop Demon Hunters every week because that movie's not going to fall out of the top.
It's going to be funny because like Easy's going to be talking to like a friend or a girlfriend or his girlfriend and they're be like, hey, I heard this movie's coming out, and he's gonna be like, yeah, I know all about it, and it's probably gonna come in at $28 to $29 million. Director here, he's had a previous couple hits the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, okay,
I guess you know everything about this.
Yeah,
but like, dude, so Nick was shocked because Nick finally went through my code the other way, or the other day, and he was like, getting Nick excited about something is like a massive win for me. And when he looked at what I was doing, he like paused for a minute. I was like, fuck, he doesn't like it. And he just like pauses. He goes, dude, you're doing machine learning. Like, how did you figure this out? I was like, I just asked ChatGPT and Gemini a bunch of questions on how we should analyze data and figure out a forecasting model. And it gave me all this stuff. And Netflix gives you their top 10 data for the last 5 years because they did a hackathon for the best app to recommend shows for people, and they ended up buying the winning model with $1 million prize pool. So they wanted people to basically use machine learning to help forecast what people might want to watch. So I took all that data and I'm using like a crazy regression model and adding a bunch of other data points. And this will be the first week that our forecasted numbers are backtested and comparable for like what we've forecasted for a new market. So I'm really excited to see like how close or how off we are. On previous backtested data, we were in the 90th percentile for movies and we were in the 78th percentile for TV. So I got like TV is a little bit harder, but movies, I feel like we're in a very good spot for movies. Like I think the RIP will end up winning this week and next week.
Interesting. You start getting more forward-looking markets and that top down, I bet you can hit them up easy and get some of these markets across the line.
But the issue is the reason that I like these markets is they're so illiquid. Like they're very low liquidity. Like this number 2 market has $2,000 of volume, right? Like it's so low liquid that it doesn't really make sense for them to like add a ton more of these.
Yeah.
What I'm more interested in is them adding Hulu, HBO, and Disney, because I have all the data that I can now go and forecast on other platforms, which is like, that would be more interesting to me.
Do those platforms release resolvable data on what the top is too?
Yep. Every show does, or every platform releases a top 10 more or less.
Have you looked in to see if Kalshi has any liquidity on these so you could get more exposure?
Obviously, we work with Polymarket. Kalshi has good liquidity on these markets as well. So you can trade either one. Obviously, my platform is just based on the Polymarket odds, just through business partnership. But there are.
I was just thinking of like you being able to get more volume.
Is Kalshi doesn't put the new releases on there, so the RIP is not on Kalshi. So your better play is to take no on everything.
Because they don't have neg risk on Kalshi.
No,
everything can resolve.
The RIP is not on there, so you're better off taking no.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean that's one of the like things that I personally love about Polymarket is like the whole concept of like neg risk and how opportunities are created from that.
Yeah, so I'm like the thing is it's like I want to expand this model, and like today I'm going to start working on the movie box office grossing models, because that's what I'm really interested in personally, is like any market that is purely data driven and can't be skewed by like bots, I'm interested in. Like for Netflix, you'd have to pay $9.99 a month for over 100,000 users. So you're in for $1 million to swing these markets, which there's not enough liquidity for someone to go and do that. Box office grossing movies, you'd have to go and buy movie tickets to the tune of millions of dollars to even swing one. So it's like
they're not manipulatable.
No,
even Netflix is not manipulatable. Like you'd have to have a ton of.
You'd have to have TVs, 100,000 TVs, 100,000 unique users, and 100,000 unique IP addresses. So it's like very.
And there's not enough volume to make it.
The
volume
worth it.
isn't there. Yeah.
Nope. So that's why I'm like way more interested in these markets, because I found markets that this week was proof that you can size into them. Like that was the big thing for me, was like, can I accurately size into this market? The top US Netflix movie's done 63K. I'm like, yeah, this is great. Like,
well, and a lot of
real quick. So Wolfie's saying there's a database with username passwords. They'd still all be on the same IP unless you're running servers and changing IPs for all the different devices.
Yeah, and once again, this isn't like $1 million volume market, so there's not this huge incentive to manipulate it. The thing I really like about this, Easy, is or what I was going to say is that the interesting thing about poly markets is that, you know, a lot of times they'll have low liquidity, but low liquidity is like a circular thing, meaning that if there's low liquidity, when people come and they want to trade it, they don't trade it because most people are takers. Whereas if you can take all of your modeling and start to put a bunch of bids on the book, you're going to create the liquidity that allows people to come in and trade it.
The RIP at 95 cents. It should have been 95 cents on US and global. So my thought was, if I can buy this at 85 cents, let's just every day add bids there and see if we get filled.
Exactly.
And I kept getting filled. So I was like, perfect. Like, you're going to give me a 17% return on this. If you can do that every week, you're making 890% on the year. So I'm like, that's a great return. Some people don't like that level of return, but to me, that's a relatively risk-free return comparable when you have the data and the proof that this is Netflix did a red carpet event for this movie. And if you look at their social, like, dude, I'm like really nerding out right now. You look at their social channels, their teaser did almost 1 million impressions for this. And the movie trailer on YouTube is larger for this movie than any previous movie they did in the last 6 months. So like I look at those data analytics from a social standpoint of like there's hype and excitement for this and they're pushing it. So you open up Netflix, it's the top movie. So I'm like, yeah, this is like what I should be like taking a flyer on. Obviously, I could wake up tomorrow after data comes out and the rip could have flopped and I could get destroyed, right? Like that's the risk I'm taking. But you have an A-list cast with better Rotten Tomato scores with a movie releasing on a Friday, weekend movie that families and other people would watch because it's a crime thriller based in Miami with Tiana Taylor, Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck. So I'm like, perfect. Like this hits all my check boxes.
Have you thought about applying any of this to the movie markets? I was looking at earlier this week. Well, here. Actually, I'll give you a more interesting one because I was going to talk about this weird movie 28 years later, Bone Temple. But let's talk about
so Bone Temple. That's the only domestic gross box office market right now. So that's the one I'm actually going to be forecasting on. I don't know if I'll have the model like tuned to where I'm content. It's been 10 consecutive days of working on this algorithm for 8 hours a day to get it where I'm content right now for the first week to go through. And next week I'm going to have a bunch of edits.
Look at this market.
Yep.
Because I just want to show like maybe where you can apply some of these things and get a lot of size. So this market is Avatar, Fire and Ash, total domestic gross by January 31st, right? Yep. And the big thing is that it came out super hot while everyone was on break, right? And people were on break, most people with kids and stuff like that until like the 5th of January, right? So like even the first 5 days of January, it ran hot. But if you go to top holders on Avatar, Fire and Ash, look at this account, Melody626. I actually longed this at 64 cents because I saw this person was a high P&L, lifetime P&L trader. This person was
Fire and Ash, right?
This person was able to get 264,000 shares of this at a 52-cent average cost. They're currently up 113 grand.
Yeah.
But that was just wild to me because I think basically this person got a lot of bids on people that saw how well it was doing. It was doing like 10 plus million a day till January 5th. And then as soon as everybody went back to school and went back to work, it dropped down to 3 million. So they probably had a model that was kind of projecting like, hey, as soon as everyone has to get back to work, this thing's going to fall off like a cliff and come in short of 400 million. And they're up 100 grand, which I thought was just insane for one movie market.
Yeah, the amount of volume on these is crazy. Yeah, this is like where the real bread is easy once you can start getting these things properly tapped into.
And I think just an easy way if you're new to prediction markets and you're trying to make some money, is just find people that are obviously like high profitability traders. Like obviously everyone knows about copy trading and stuff like that, but I'm not saying like create a copy trading bot, but you can literally just go to the leaderboard on Polymarket and just keep an eye on. I like to just the top P&L is all like sports stuff, so I like to use the categories filter, right? And so like I went into culture and I saw that Melody626 was the #1 P&L on the monthly, and so I was, because the thing is like if they're really good at a specific category, you want to tail their bets on that specific category.
Yeah.
So I was like,
okay, news is really good as well.
On political stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and just in general, it trades a bunch of like movie markets too.
Oh, I didn't know that. If you're on a market and then you see A News come in and take or buy the other side, that's the worst feeling in the fucking world.
Yeah, you're smoked. You're gonna lose. Like you're just gonna lose. Like just accept it for what it is. But that's also why I like this. Like I look at the top holders and the people I'm competing against are like much smaller. There's a guy called Cigarettes, great username. $1 million P&L. He's on the no for the rip. But I went.
Cigarettes is an R bot.
Yep. So that was why I ended up seeing was also on the no for basically every other market.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Like he took no on everything because
he's just neg risking merging it out.
It equaled less than $1. So that was what it was. Like he ended up getting a fill that guarantees him profit. Yeah. So that was why I ended up looking at that and I was like, oh, I'm fine. Like yeah, you can see.
Yeah. Cigarettes is the best neg risk R bot out there.
Yeah, so that made me at first nervous that I saw it because they went in and like swept a bunch of orders until I looked at the account and I was like, oh, I'm actually fine. Like it's just a bot that's buying, to your point, things that equal less than 1 across all markets.
Yeah, and if you see them coming into a low liquidity market, it's actually a good sign because it means there's enough buys coming in that they can start neg risking it out. Like the SpaceX ticker market, it had no neg risk bots on it when I was buying it, and then like a week later, I saw cigarettes coming in and like arbing it out. I'm like, okay, that's a good sign. That means like we're getting good inflows. But easy, I love this, man. I'm really excited for you and what you're working on, and this is really cool and fun. And I don't know, I think it's just it's a fresh new trading like style or you know vertical, which I've been having
for
a lot.
me, I would rather park some level of capital there and just like take plays on that where I'm like a little bit more comfortable being able to size in on stuff that like makes sense to me. I'm like, yeah, this feels much better, right?
And easy, just something to throw out there. Now is probably not the right time, but like if you start making a lot of cash and you find yourself with like sometimes you're sitting on a lot of cash waiting for the next play. If you can code up your bot that can, if you have like a bot managing your trades, what you can do is you can go into the 2028 presidential market, right? And you can split shares of any candidate and collect 4% APY on your cash, risk-free. And then when your bot needs the cash, it can just merge it out and then make the trade. But basically, it's a way just to like always have your cash earning 4% APY when you're not using it.
So you just take the yes on like a handful of these?
No, you so if you JD Vance, go to where the limit thing is on the right side. Click it. Yeah, I think you're clicking too fast. All right, I'm an idiot. Am I an idiot or are you clicking too fast?
No, you need to like soft click. He's like actually clicking.
Yeah, just hover maybe on the drop down menu. More. Yeah, split. So split converts dollars into equal shares of the yes and the no. So you're completely hedged out. But you're holding shares and therefore you earn the APY.
But for me, I don't even want to do that. I'm fine just taking a trade on this and waiting till Tuesday resolution because I know there's a market every single week, which is why
so your cash is flowing quick enough that you're not having stuff
every 7 days the market is moving. And by Monday, you know, like that's it. I'm like totally fine. By Monday, if this is trading at 99 and change, I'll sell it, you know? Like you get the 99.3s and I'm like, perfect. I'll just take an exit now and I can start preparing for the following week. But yeah, what I'm working on next is like the movie markets, is like the gross box office gross stuff. I have all the date data too, so I can like accurately look at like when movies fall off from dates and stuff like that. Like Christmas and December, there's more views. January to March actually has some of the lowest views because of New Year's resolutions, and people tend to like try to watch Netflix and TV less. So you end up seeing like a lot less views across the board.
I love
I'm
all
like
this.
a big nerd now.
I've got some capital on here. I'm looking to deploy, so I need to get into these markets early when they drop with you easy. Last thing I want.
A lot of people too are just like, it's funny because people are like, why are you trading this for 17%? I'm like, I would take a guaranteed 17% over most markets week over week.
Yeah, for sure. That's like a great return when you compound that over a year, especially
890%. Granted, I'm not going to get that every week, and there's going to be some weeks where I'm like a little bit more hesitant.
We buried the lead today. I don't know if it's a lead, but it's one of the most talked about stories right now is the InfoFi, death of InfoFi. Nikita Beer coming out yesterday saying that they have revoked API access from InfoFi apps, so your X experience should start improving soon once the bots realize they're not getting paid anymore. If your developer account was terminated, please reach out and we will assist in transitioning your business to Threads and Blue Sky, which I loved at the end. A little shot there. InfoFi reacted. Kaido down. Kaido's transitioning to a like a creator studio type deal where they're going to have brand deals for creators. I'm going to see similar things for like the other platforms, Zeet, Cookie as well. tokens down across the board. You think these InfoFi platforms could potentially be buys at a discount here, or do you think that their ability to pivot just isn't going to work out?
Yeah, like pivoting to a creative agency at 552 million FDV, I'd probably like, can it get like a snapback relief rally? Sure, but I don't know. That seems like a pretty good long-term short if they have to completely change their business model to be a creator agency, which I don't think is. I don't know how many creator agencies are worth $500 million.
Yeah, and crypto creator agencies right now, I mean, it's so dependent on the market and price. So it's not like a business that like there's a lot of risk to it because you're gonna have less deal flow and less revenue when there's lower prices on tokens because there's less marketing budget from companies. So very dangerous. Pivot, Kaido, Cookie as well would be another one to take a peek at. I'm not sure exactly how they're pivoting. I didn't read their messaging, but I know they did pull down all of their XAPI stuff. Yeah, this one's down as well. Basically, almost all-time lows for this. Any improvement on the timeline you guys have seen so far?
My stuff's all crypto and prediction market content. That's exactly what I want.
I'm still getting like slop replies, but I'm imagining these are going to go away shortly. Any other thoughts on this InfoFi ban before we wrap?
I think it's bullish. Personally, I'm a fan of it, and I think that it's the right thing to do. Personally, I'm like, yeah, this should have happened a long time ago.
Yeah, I think this is good overall, and I think it's a very sharp reminder that if you are investing in something that is very heavily tied to a platform they don't control, there is a ton of risk involved.
Yeah, there's a ton of risk, but also it heavily depends on what they're doing with the platform, if it's a net good for the platform or not.
Right. Yeah, and it's very clear that the InfoFi was a net negative long-term for X. Maybe like a short-term net positive if they're getting a ton of like paid accounts verified that are doing more like activity on the platform. It looks nice for like vanity metrics, but in terms of like long-term retention and long-term metrics, if you have that forward-looking view, you can say, okay, this is net negative for the platform. And I think Coggles in the chat was saying like Clemente was right, because he's basically been calling these out for like being a net negative for crypto media for a long time. So if you have that long-term view for some of these, and
I mean, has anyone ever gotten? I mean, I will say maybe I learned some things from some people that were doing posts, but yeah, for the most part, I mean, here's the thing. The most interesting things going on in crypto are not the things that Kaido is going to pay you to talk about, right? Like the most interesting thing I've learned today is these AI tokens you guys told me about, right? That's what I want to see on my timeline. I don't want to see like why Tempo is the next leading thing for retail to come into and how you can farm the airdrop. Not that I don't like Tempo. I just picked a random name out of a bag. But yeah, it will be nice to see crypto content surface that is actually interesting information.
Yeah, I've got an account for you, Kix, to put maybe notifications or follow if you're interested in this AI meta. Irea, pretty good trader, basically saying, hey, if you thought this AI pump was interesting, wait till you see what's coming. Follow me. So we'll see what he trades. I'm going to try to find the post where he says that really quickly. It was in my save post somewhere. I'm not going to be able to find it here. I don't want to take up any time. Here we go. So this is an account that could be interesting if you're following the AI stuff. Pretty well respected trader. So good account to follow. Some more alpha potentially if you want to follow somebody into this AI meta. Yeah, but I think that's about it for today. Thank you all for listening. come hang out in the Bodoggos Discord if you own a Bodogga. We'll be trading there live. We'll be looking for these opportunities. I'll be sharing them as they come across my desk all day long. Any good weekend plans this weekend, Kicks? Getting in anything good before we wrap?
No, man, it's cold. No more golf. Maybe hit the simulator. But other than that, dude, working and continue to build out my office. So as I said, I'm going to add another desk here, get a bunch of screens going. Also have some fun things I want to code up for prediction markets to help get me some edge.
Love it. Love it. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. It's been another great week of our podcast. We do the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple. You can also watch back on YouTube and Zora. We're fixing the streaming issues over on Zora. We'll be streaming again. Hopefully.
Also, what do you guys think about long in the Bears to win the Super Bowl 5%? I already did it, but 11 degrees and snowy in Chicago this weekend. Home team advantage. Sunny boy LA Rams coming in. Maybe a little chilly for them.
Rams are good, though. You got Puka over there. You got Stafford. I was looking at a crazy Stafford stat. It was like, who are the top like receiving yard seasons of all time? And like 3 of the top 10 or 4 of the top 10 were all like Matt Stafford receivers.
How many of them was on the Lions?
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, I was about to say he used to throw. Calvin Johnson was like 9 feet tall. He would just throw these like 60-yard bombs to him, dude, all day. It was so fun to watch.
Yeah. You can get Chicago plus 3.5. You get them 36 cents on the money line. So
see, but what I like instead is I like to take them on the futures for Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, because if they win, they'll go up.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll 3 to 4x because yeah, if they win, then they just have to get through.
Stafford is 1-9 in games below 30 degrees.
I mean, this is what you've got a vibe code.
What
is looking at the? I mean, like I feel like you could easily come up with like a vibe coded model to see like what the look ahead on these Super Bowl odds.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you think you're smart with all this, you're going against people that get paid millions of dollars in Vegas to set these odds. So
yeah,
they factored it all in.
As you say, this 5. I mean, I don't think I want to say that the 5 cents is as attractive as the money line on Chicago. Like, I imagine they're the same. There's not an ARB opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, what's like at 35 cents is almost 3 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. You bet $35, you win 100. Yeah. It's probably going to work out the same. I just think more so that if Chicago wins this game, there's a factor in of they just beat the Rams, and that will they'll have to rebalance the odds additionally because of that, right? So like just taking them on the money line, you're capturing just the upset itself. But if you take them on the futures, you're capturing the upset plus the repricing due to the upset.
Yeah, the narrative.
Yeah, which means I'll probably lose, so we won't be talking about this next week.
And also, you could have another upset if you get an upset in the other game.
49ers.
Right. If the Niners.
Sam Darnold is a fraud. You just need to have a good defensive pass rush. And the 49ers lost Nick Bosa. They don't have that. They do have a really good defensive coordinator. But if you want to see why the Sam Darnold's a fraud, watch the Seahawks-Vikings game where he was like 12 for 24 and 150 yards. They blitzed the shit out of him. The dude obviously doesn't know how to adjust the front line ahead of the snap because he was just getting demolished and it was bad. Yeah. Where do I go to buy futures?
NFL.
Yeah, Sportsbook or Polymarket. I prefer Polymarket for trading these things, especially if you want to like trade games while they're live because you can swing trade things. Like my buddy Tyriel, he made $4.5 grand buying the Bears at 8 cents last week going into halftime.
That was crazy. That game was wild. There are a lot of really good games last week.
But think of the nuts on Tyriel. Think about how big his nuts are that he held that through the fourth quarter to resolution. Because he bought it at 8 cents and it like started going up and it was like 30-40 and he held it for the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, he held it all the way through the end of the game.
Not the entire position. He would have made $7.5 grand if he held the whole position, but he made 4.5. So he held like over 50% of the position.
Yeah. What was it? That was Bears. Yeah, I'm not gonna see it here. Yeah, but that was
it's really hard to surface this stuff when it's over.
All right. Well,
anyways, that's gonna do it.
End of the show. Thank you for watching. Watch us back on YouTube. Listen